Okay, so we are live. I have not created any PPT or presentation for this session. I am just going to show you what I used to use, okay, in my school while doing the ATL mapping and progression chart and all that. And if you have anything to share, how you do it in your school, do let us know. It's not that we have to do the same way. Different people may do it differently, but you need to have an ATL planning chart which shows what ATL skills you are teaching in the different grades of MYP. And you need to show some progress in the skills of the students. So, how is IB different from other curricula? Uh, of course, the IB helps the student develop their ATL skills. That's why it is different. So, content you can get mm, from anywhere, but it is the skills that we need to develop in our students, right? So let me share my screen. So before I share anything, there are two things that you need to have while creating the ATL planning chart. Okay. One thing is the ATL progression. Okay. How do you see the ATL's progress from MYP 1 to MYP 5? And if it is a continuum school, it is a good idea to have progression right from K1 or KG nursery to DP2, right? If it is a or CP2, if it is a continuum school. So some schools appoint an ATL coordinator who would then work with the teachers and the coordinators of the multi-program IB programs and look at how the progression of the skills would look right from nursery to grade 12. Okay, so that this is one chart that you may think about creating one for your school if your school is a continuum school. So one is the progression table or progression chart, and the second is the mapping chart, ATL mapping. So mapping is when you are doing and teaching those skills, then you put it on a document. Okay, so suppose in science in grade 6, I feel that students should know note taking skills because maybe they were not taught how to take notes in the PYP. So what I used to do as MYP science teacher for grade 6 was teach them the Cornell note taking method. Though in science it is not a topic or subject content that I need to teach, but I feel that the students need to know this skill so that they are able to take better notes, and those notes can be used while they are revising for their summative assessments. Okay, so I specifically taught note taking skills in my science class. uh, so that was one. So I could add, in self management in science, I have taught this particular skill, I did this activity. uh, so then that is mapped. Okay, so you know that in science Miss Ashika has taught this skill, so the other teachers, when they see the map, they can say that, okay, now Miss Ashika has taught this skill in your class, how are you going to use this in INS? Okay, or how are you going to use this in English or languages? So they could further work on the skills and see how the skill is developed. Okay, so this is one. So first thing is progression. How will the skills look right from nursery to DP2? And secondly, the mapping of the skills, where the skills are taught, in which subject, in which grade. Okay, so these are two documents that you need to look at. So let me share with you one document. Okay. So this is the document, which is the progression chart. Now this was shared with me by my mentor, Mr. Curtis Beaverford. He is a professor at Tamagawa University. He uh, takes the IBEC program over there, online IBEC program. So he had shared this particular progression or the scope and sequence with me many years ago. And I know that he does shares this with his students also. Okay. So what he has done when he was the MYP coordinator at one of the schools, he had written all the skills that he is going to teach or his teachers are going to teach their students right from preschool. If you see here, typically by the end of preschool students. Okay. And then you have the foundation here, year 2, year 4, year 6, year 8, year 10, and year 12. So it is not necessary you have all the years, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not necessary. When I created one scope and sequence, I made for MYP only. Then I said that, okay, in grade 6, I'm going to focus on these skills. 7 and 8, I will keep the same skills. 9 and 10, then I will keep the same skills. Okay. So then I had combined 7 and 8 together and 9 and 10 together. So you can decide how your progression will look depending upon your students. You know your students best, right? So depending upon their skills, you can create this document. So this is a progression chart, or you can call it as a ATL scope and sequence. Now, different people name different things. So main thing is this document will show how will a skill look right from nursery till grade 12. So if you see now, if you look at the skills also, it is not given like how you have that 140 MYP skills chart. It's not like that. Okay, they have specifically chosen what skills they wanted in their students and they have written it. So now first skill, if you see broad communication skills, in that they are looking at communicate effectively. Okay, now in communicate effectively, by the end of preschool, how do you want the students, what should be seen in the students in this particular skill? So the student should be able to identify positive ways to initiate a join a conversation. Okay, this is what is expected. Then when they come to foundation here, okay, identify positive ways to initiate, join, and interrupt conversations with adults and peers. So can you see how there is a progression in the skill? Okay. Now over here, if you go to grade 2, then again there is a bit of progression here, because here you are just talking about conversation, verbal skills. Here now non-verbal skills also have come in the picture. So discuss the use of verbal and non-verbal communication skills to respond appropriately to adults and peers. So as you move from nursery to grade 12, by the end of grade 12, we want the students to formulate and plan, execute effectively plans for effective communication, verbal, non-verbal, digital, to complete complex tasks. So by the end they reach grade 12, they should be able to do this particular, the skill in this, okay, in this way. So can you see there is a progression of the skill as you move from lower classes PYP to middle years to DP. Okay. Similarly, you will look at the other skills, sub skills. Okay. So now if you have this non-verbal communication, express emotions appropriately, then how does it look in preschool? They will express their emotions appropriately. By the time, by the end of foundation years, they will express their emotions constructively in interactions with others. So here they are interacting with others and they are showing their emotions. Here, describe ways to express emotions to show awareness of the feelings and the needs of others. If you come to grade 8, forecast the consequences of expressing emotions inappropriately and devise measures to regulate behavior. So here they are talking about consequences also, and then how to regulate behavior also. Okay, the when they are expressing emotions appropriately. Over here, effectively manage their emotional responses in expressing and discussing their opinions, beliefs, questions, and choices. So can you see how the skill has progressed from preschool, where they are just expressing their emotions appropriately, till here where they are managing their responses, and then they are expressing and their beliefs and opinions and questions and choices. So this will help in TOK, right? This particular skill, it would help them in TOK. Yeah. So that's why when you write your skills, the progression, it has to show this way. Okay, right from preschool, how you're going to go. Similarly, if you look at research skills, okay, recognize, understand, and implement intellectual property rights. So here, the students will be able to recognize their work. Okay, here, when they come to at the end of grade 4, okay, acknowledge when they use digital products created by someone else and start to indicate the source, because they are getting ready for exhibition, right, where they will have to write their bibliography. Okay, so they should know, start doing that. And when they are coming to grade 6, of course they will have to use some referencing conventions, because in grade 6 science, criteria D, strand 4, students should be able to write their sources according to a particular format. That is the criteria, assessment strand that we are going to assess. So if we are not going to teach them how to do it, we have no right to assess, right? So here we are teaching them. Now it depends on the school what bibliography format you all use, right? APA, MLA, Turabian, whatever. Okay. So same way with other. So suppose if we have organization, understand themselves as learners, recognize if us. Suppose if we take this one, develop self-discipline and set goals. So with the PYP early years, they have to follow class routines. Okay. When they come to grade 4, they should be able to explain. They should be able to explain the value of self-discipline and goal setting in helping them to learn. And when they come to, by the end of grade 10, they should critically analyze self-discipline strategies and personal goals and consider their application in social and work-related contexts. And then by the end of grade 12, they should critically analyze self-discipline strategies and personal goals and consider their application in social and work-related contexts. Okay, so here you can see it is same. Okay, so the skill can remain same. It's not necessary, it always has to progress. Okay, so if it is same, what you can do is you can just merge this and have it as one. Okay, so how you want to show and how do you want to write, you decide. Okay, so similarly you have social skills, thinking skills. So I will share this link with you all so that you will have an idea of how a progression ATL progression chart looks like. Okay. Yeah. Somebody's asked any question? If you have any questions, just unmute yourself and ask, because I will not able to see your chats right now. So this is about the progression chart. Okay. Now second, mapping. Now before I just spoke to you about the MLA format. When you do research, I spoke about research skill about MLA format, right? Because this is one skill you are going to assess while doing criteria D in science of MYP. Okay. So though we say that ATL skills are not graded in the MYP, but indirectly you do grade the skills that we teach in our subjects. Okay, so how do I make this point? So what I have created is this particular sheet. Okay, when ChatGPT started very new, that time I was very excited to use ChatGPT, and then I created this particular spreadsheet. Okay, so what I did was I added the assessment criteria. Okay, so let me take science because I teach science. It is easier for me to explain. So in each strand of the criteria I had taken over here in under column A. So the first strand is explain scientific knowledge. I put in ChatGPT that, okay, for this particular assessment criteria, what are the ATL skills that I can teach my student? Okay. And give me the sub skills, strategies, and the tools that I can use in order to teach this skill. So then ChatGPT gave me this particular document. Okay. So for explaining scientific knowledge, I can teach communication skills, information literacy skills, thinking skill. Now, under thinking skill, also I have two sub skills, comprehension and analysis. Okay. So if I have to teach in explaining scientific knowledge analysis, then what will I teach? What strategy will I teach? I will teach them how to do compare and contrast. Okay. And for doing this, what I will use? I will use Venn diagrams. So I am teaching a skill, right? I am teaching a thinking skill of analysis. If you look at Bloom's taxonomy, analysis is one of a higher order skill, right? So I'm teaching that thinking skill, and I'm using this strategy, and I'm using these tools to teach that skill. Yeah? Hmm? So now, where will you put these? Okay, over here, ATL scope and sequence. So think about it. I'm giving you some food for thought. Okay? Yeah? So these are subject specific skills. So now second, this is a skill that we have to teach. Apply scientific knowledge and understanding to solve problems set in familiar and unfamiliar situation. Again, thinking skills. Now, when they are doing this, you could give them some collaborative tasks, right? Now, social skills, self-management skills, these skills are quite difficult when it is subject specific, because in my topic, in my science content, I don't have specific content to teach these skills. But then while teaching learning, while designing your learning engagements, you can teach these skills. So how do you teach the skills? If we have to teach them how to plan and organize some material, okay, then they will use the self-management skills. To solve a problem, you will have to organize your thoughts, right? So then you will use self-management skills. Also, if the students are doing the task in group, then you can work on the collaborative skills. So you can have like a peer review or group projects. Now, again, when it is a group activity, you can use jigsaw strategy, where you have home groups and when you have expert groups. So you're teaching them how to work in groups, right? Cooperative strategies. Now, this is about assessment criteria A. If you look at criteria B, it's about designing investigation. Now, remember, in science, if you are a school that is undergoing authorization or evaluation, authorization especially, they would want to see tasks where students have designed scientific investigation on their own. In grade scale 6, it will be with teacher guidance, because at that time they don't know how to come up with a research question. But with teacher guidance, they will come up with a research question, right? But when they come to up to grade 10, they should be able to design their own investigation. Why? If they are ready, then only they will be able to do well in the DP in their IAs, right? Because IAs 20% is in your pocket. It's a lab investigation, right? So for scientific investigation, then what are the ATL skills that you can teach? Self-management, research, critical thinking, communication, okay? Proper use of languages. So can you see how the skills can be taught. Okay, and indirectly you are assessing the skills, right? When the students are doing these tasks, lab, you are going to assess indirectly the skills that you are teaching. Criterion C, presenting, collecting, transforming data. Criterion D, I told you, right? Strand 4. Document the work of others and sources of information use, information literacy, data gathering, synthesis, evaluation, citation, plagiarism, awareness, information ethics. Citation tool, whether MLA or APA, how to cite. So if you don't teach, you can't assess. So you need to teach. And if you don't know, please take the help of the teacher librarian. Ask the teacher librarian to come to your class and teach this skill. Actually, you are supposed to teach, right? Because this is one of the strands that you're going to assess. You cannot assess what you have not taught. Remember? Okay. So this is about science. Any other subjects you all want to see? Because I don't want to go each and every subject.
Ma'am, can we do one for language and literature? Maybe
Acha.
one, ma'am.
Okay. So language and literature criteria A, analyzing. Okay. You will always think about thinking skills, right? It is natural when you are doing analysis. So thinking skill is
Yes.
there. Okay, but at the same time, analyze the content, context, language, structure, technique, and style of text and the relationship amongst text. Can you do speaking and listening and communication where the students can participate in class discussions to share insights?
Yes, ma'am, possible. I'm surprised to see research there, information literacy.
If you're going to give them something to read and research, right, before they have make a presentation or something,
Yes, ma'am, yes.
can you give or no?
Yes, we can. We usually have to give because that will help them to get better clarity on their own interpretation.
Huh. So then if you're going to do it, you see it is given over here, research, information literacy. So now you know that you have to teach the skill. How do you expect the students to do research if you're not teaching them how to research? So for research, conducting research and writing sources and all that, it's a good idea to collaborate with your INS teachers. Why? Because in INS, criteria B is investigation. They have to teach this skill. Formulate a clear research question, follow an action plan to investigate, use research methods, okay, to record, evaluate the process. So they have to teach all these things. So if you can collaborate with the INS teacher, you don't have to teach it alone. Can be done with in collaboration like an IDU. Think about how you're going to do it.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, language and literature, another
Ma'am,
skill.
can you show me the
Language
PhD
acquisition,
also?
Eh?
language acquisition,
PhD,
ma'am, please.
Okay, language
PhD, ma'am.
acquisition. Okay. Analyze conventions. Okay. Communication. When it is analysis, it is always critical thinking. It is automatic, okay, natural. But communication, how can you teach? Interpreting, register, text structure, understanding the cultural, social, and linguistic conventions of the language. Analyze the formality of a situation and adjust language accordingly. Analyze the structure of a text to identify key components. And if I have to do this, I can use graphic organizers. Teach them how to do it. Okay. Now this was listening. Now reading. Analyze connections. Again, critical thinking, synthesis, communication, organization. So if it is synthesis, identify connections between ideas, themes, and texts. You can teach them to use how to use mind maps and concept maps. Okay. If it is speaking, use a wide range of vocabulary, of course, communication skills. This is totally communication skills. You can write on ChatGPT and you say that other than communication skills, are there any other skills that we can teach? Maybe if you are doing group work, collaboration, okay? Over here also. So communication is automatically coming in language and literature as well as in language acquisition. Language acquisition especially because all the 4 skills that you are teaching is for communication: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
PE.
Ma'am, can you please? Yes,
Ah,
please.
Tiasa, I heard you. PE.
Thank
So, explain physical health and health education, factual, procedural, and conceptual knowledge. Communication, research, information literacy. Okay? They can search, na? You give them research to do, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes,
you have
yes,
to teach
ma'am. Yes,
this
ma'am.
information literacy skill. So, either you collaborate with your INS teacher or you collaborate with your teacher librarian.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
Apply physical health terminology. Terminology means
Hmm.
what? Writing.
Writing. Yes.
Okay? Communication
Hmm.
skills.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Hi.
Yes. Hi, Amrit.
Uh, Hi. If we are doing research, so is it only like is it only theoretical research or it can be a research on video or audio too?
Any kind of research.
Okay.
But Amrit, you need to teach them how to evaluate the sources. How do you know it is authentic? Because now with that AI videos and everything,
Hmm.
you can have some fake videos also, right?
Okay.
So you will have to teach evaluation technique. Now, which evaluation method will you use? You use CRAP or OPVL. Who will teach? The INS teacher will teach.
Okay.
They have to teach evaluation of sources.
So just a small example, ma'am. I have given a student a task to perform a challenge, which is a
Okay.
physical challenge. On that, they have to do a research.
Okay.
What is the process? Because the focus was on form and posture.
Okay.
So, if you want to do this particular challenge with proper form and posture, uh, what what planning will you do, or like how will you plan your week to
Mm.
perform that particular skill which you are not good at?
Mm.
So they did research on that. They also kept the source. Which video did they research? Like
Mm.
that. They did that.
Yeah. So then when they use that video, mm, they should know how to cite the reference according to
Got it.
MLA
Got it.
9, है ना? So
Got it.
video का भी एक particular format होता है.
Okay.
If you do survey, if you do interviews, they also have a particular format how you're going to cite the bibliography. Okay, so that either you teach or the librarian teaches.
Sure.
Okay, so criteria B, develop goals to enhance performance, a good place where they can do
Okay.
self management, setting smart goals.
Yes, to setting smart goal. Yes,
Huh.
yes.
Okay, then
Hmm.
design,
Hmm.
explain, justify a plan to improve physical performance and health. Planning, again, self management.
Hmm.
Okay, communication,
Hmm.
explaining. Okay,
Hmm.
reflection. And when you say justify, thinking skill will come.
They come. Yes, they need
Hmm?
to think critically also, so
Yeah,
we can stand critical thinking as well.
correct. So criteria C, criteria D. What I will do is I will also share this with everyone so that you have an idea of what you can do with your criteria. So
Yes.
if we say
Thank
that
you so much.
we can assess skills, we do it indirectly through the assessment criteria. Okay, because you need to teach the skills, right? In order to do this particular task, these skills have to be taught. Okay, so this is the second document maybe you will use or you will create for your subject specific skills. Okay, now third is the mapping document. Now, how do you map? So what is the difference between mapping and progression? Okay, progression is to see how the skills are taught from right from KG to MYP to DP. Okay, how the skills will look. Now, these skills, different subject teachers will teach different skills, right? Or maybe same skills. I will teach note taking, even Debjyoti is teaching note taking, even Amrit is teaching note taking. Okay, but maybe you are teaching it through your unit 1, I am doing it through my unit 2, and whatever activity I have created in order to teach that skill, I have to put it somewhere, right? There has to be one document where we see that, oh, what are the skills that we are teaching? So that is called as a mapping document. So now how do you map the skills? You will
And before that, I want to
use...
ask one question.
Tell me, Deepak.
Ma'am, you have shown that all the subject-specific examples and subject-specific progression of this ATL skills in the criteria. And when it comes to IDUs, where the two different subject areas are coming, so how the progression and how the progression will be?
When you're doing the IDU, just put over there the mapping you do. Don't put the progression. Why do you need the progression?
Okay. So
You don't need the progression.
So both the subject area will go with their mapping, and they will do.
Yeah, you map it, or you can put a separate topic like IDU.
Okay.
Grade 7 IDU. These skills have been taught.
So both the teacher need to sit together and plan it accordingly, that what exactly they are looking at.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So this is a mapping document where this is shared by one person from my network. I don't know what her name is. This one, Sarah Hamin. Okay, she had shared, so it was there in my document. So I'm just showing it to you all here. So what she has done is, now this will be both horizontal as well as vertical. Okay. How horizontal? Because I have MYP1, MYP1, MYP1 of all the subjects. So I have all the grades of MYP1, all the subjects. So it's a horizontal document. How vertical? For each subject, I have all the 5 grades. So vertical. When I say vertical planning, I mean in one subject, right from grade 1, right from MYP1 to MYP5. That is vertical mapping in subject groups, in subject areas. And when I say horizontal, in one grade level, all the different subjects. Clear? You all understood the meaning of horizontal and vertical planning? That is important first.
Yes, ma'am.
Sonika, you got it? You are
Can
an
you
ATL
please come
coordinator.
again? I was about to ask you.
So when you say horizontal mapping, it means in one grade level, all the subjects. Okay, and grade 6, all 8 subjects, the skills that are taught. Grade 7, all subjects, what skills are taught. Okay, that is horizontal mapping. And when I say vertical mapping, in one subject, all the grades. Grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in English, grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in math. Like how you have subject group overview. Subject group overview is vertical planning. In one subject, what is taught in grade 6, what is taught in 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
So so this particular document, she has created it very smartly. It is both a vertical as well as a horizontal document. Horizontal, why? Because I have grade 6, grade 6, grade 6 for all subjects. And vertical, why? For every subject, I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So now what she has done is, she has written all the skills over here that we are going to teach. Now in the MYP, enhanced MYP, you don't need to have all the 140 skills. Okay? How do you know? There is this particular link that I shared in the ATL group today, those who are in the MYP ATL group. I've not shared it in Global Classroom because Global Classroom is a mix of all the teachers, right? But in ATL group, I have only IB educator. So that's why I shared this PDS link. Okay, it is available online. If you just type MYP enhanced ATL, you will get this nano PD or PD. If you type, you will get this. Okay, so when you read this document, it talks about the different skills. Okay, and it gives you strategies also. In thinking skill, this is the skill. So strategies, this is the skill. Strategy, this is a skill. Strategy, this is a skill. Strategy. Okay.
Ma'am, just one clarification. So in this link, we are able to see all the revised stanzas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then these are examples. They have not said that these are the only thing. Teacher can consider these examples. So you can have other
Okay.
strategies also.
Got it.
Okay.
No, strategies I understood. I'm asking about the sub skills that they have mentioned here.
So they have given this. So I think I'm taking it for granted that these are the skills. Now, how will I check? Communication 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have managed by a thing. Communication 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen actively and respectfully. Listen actively and respectfully. मतलब यही है. Use strategies to comprehend text. Use strategies to comprehend text. This is the updated one which ManageBack has uploaded for enhanced beta.
Got it, ma'am.
How
So
ATL is,
huh?
I have a question. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
How ATL is different in MYP and DP?
How ATL is different in MYP and DP. MYP, we had this whole document which we had to work on. And if you see over here, this mapping sheet, these were all the skills that were there. And we were told to teach those skills, not everything, but pick from here and teach the skills. Okay. So now if you look at your DP guide, what do you teach, Punita?
Ma'am, French.
So if I look at the language B guide, I don't know whether it is the, this is the new guide, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So control F, ATL. In line with the IB's focus on approaches to teaching and learning, ATL, the EE in a language of English provides opportunities for students to develop their thinking, research, and self-management skills. You have to teach. Okay. So if you look at the skills over here, nature of the subject. Okay, ATL. In other subjects, I have seen the ATL skills and they have given some information about how to teach those skills. I don't see it here. This is a link to the okay. Acha. Now this is your assessment objective, hai na? These are your assessment objectives, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So now for these assessment objectives, what are the skills that you can teach? Copy.
Communication skill, thinking.
Okay. You chat. Okay. These are the assessment objectives of DP language B. Okay. Create a table where you list the assessment objectives. In the second column, add the ATL skills category. In the third column, add the strategies to teach that skill. And in the last column, add tools that can be used to teach the skill. ये ले. Okay. So communicate clearly and effectively in a range of contexts and for a variety of purposes. Communication skill. What strategy will you use? Role play and dialogues, real world simulations, task based speaking and writing activities. And what assessment tools can you use? Oral presentation, rubric for speaking. Understand and use language appropriate to a range of interpersonal or intercultural context and audiences. Social and communication skills. These are the strategies. Can you see? Identify, organize, and present ideas on a range of topics. Thinking and organization skills. Yeah. So though it is not written over here which skills you should teach, but these objectives need to be taught and these will be assessed. So what are the skills that are required to so that the students are successful in doing these assessments? Vichitra, you have a question?
No, ma'am, I just wanted to say for DP, it's given in the ATTL guide, page 24. Teaching the DP with ATL in mind.
But then if you look at the subject specific guides also, there are places where I think I saw in the new guide, suppose DP. What are the approaches to learning? Why do we teach them? See, they have put a table. Thinking skills. These are the skills that you can teach. Communication skills. These are the skills that you can teach. Social, research, self-management. So in science guide, it is there. Punita, you'll have to look through your subject guide and check for where skills are there. If it is not there, you have to teach skills. You have no choice. So then what you can do is you can take help of ChatGPT.
For extended essay, they have given a separate portion on page number 7.
So Punita, extended essay, if your child is going to do in French or Hindi or Spanish, then please refer to the extended essay guide. You need to teach the skills.
The 27 edition new guide, and on page number 7, they have given details.
Thank you, Deepak. Okay, now about mapping. So this is one way of mapping where you write the unit name and then you can, instead of just writing the unit name, you can write over here also what skill you are teaching. Okay. Another way of mapping is like this. Again, you can see at the bottom, these are skills which are there. Skills tabs are there. In skills, MYP year 1, which subject? So suppose if I say science over here, science. Oh, this is view only, so I can't add. Let me make a copy. So if MYP1, if I say science, unit title maybe cell, activity, we did a edible cell project. Edible cell project. And over here, you can explain. The students gave feedback on each other's project work using the rubric. Okay, this is MYP1, year 1. And then if it is English,
one
so then you
question.
can say English. Yeah. You can put the unit title over here and then you can put the activity over here. So then it is mapped. You know that in grade 6. So when these things are filled, then you know that in communication, which all subjects are teaching what skills. Yeah, Sonika.
Ma'am, can this also be a vertical and horizontal
It is.
mapping
It
document?
is. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is both.
I think the unit title activity is an added
Yeah, because this will
added
just tell
column here,
me
right?
that okay, thing is there. But here when I look at, I can actually tell what has been happening. What did I do in order to teach that skill?
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Anna?
Yeah.
So in the activity, you can put the strategy also. You can put the task that the child did and the strategy that you used.
Okay.
So I will say, I
So
will put
this
over
is
here
much
ladder of
more
feedback.
much more stronger than the previous version.
Yes. So if I come as a visitor, this is there, fine, it is there, you have mapped. I cannot say this is wrong. But for better understanding of which skill, who is taught what, I will get a better picture here, right? And even the other subjects also will know, okay, what activity has happened, what strategy the teacher has used,
Keeping
and
in
maybe we
mind
use
the
the same
other
strategies.
subjects, ma'am, I think this is the document. But if we look at a detailed version, this is the one you're presenting now.
Okay, so anyone with the link, I'm sending you this also, copy link.
So, ma'am, can I ask you one doubt over here?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so actually, I'm new to MYP teaching. Our school is in the candidate phase. So we are into planning mode of ATLs and all. So can you give us some tips regarding how all the MYP team teachers can plan towards taking care of all the ATL skills for MYP classes? Right now, we have MYP year 1, 2, and 3.
So what you do is you start working on this document first. Okay, with your subjects. Because see, you have to do assessment criteria. You have to assess.
Yeah.
So use your criteria like this. For grade 6, it will look different. 7, grade 8 and grade 10 separate, right? The assessment criteria are separate, right? So you create documents for that. Once you have created that, you will get an idea. You have already created a progression because the rubrics are different.
Yes.
Right? And then you can use those strategies and then you can create this ATL mapping. So when you map this, then you will get an idea of which subject is teaching what skill.
Okay.
And when you're creating this particular document, see that all the 5 skills are there when you're typing and when you're looking at it. Hai na?
Okay, okay.
Answered?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, any other question? Because I think I'm done with whatever I had to share and whatever I wanted to show. And no need of using that 140 pages of 140 skills thing. You may want to look at this particular, these many skills, right? Because for authorization it says that you should have a planning chart. They don't say that you need to have a planning chart of all the 140 skills. Okay, any questions, people? Because I'm done.
Ma'am, per unit, approximately how many substrands or skill strands we can use, or maybe clusters?
See, you decide what skill you want to teach, na? What is relevant for your summative assessment.
Yeah, because you're teaching, then you're assessing. No, in the process also this is going on. So, um, do you think two would be ideal for a teacher to do it with the
If
students?
the see if I have subjects like art, design, then maybe I will teach more skills.
All
So
right.
that's why you need to look at your criteria, assessment criteria, and look at what skills need to be taught in order to, fulfill those criteria.
Right, ma'am. Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, creating that would help actually. Yes.
Yeah. Anybody else want to
Ma'am, there's
ask
a
any
question in the
Ma'am, I
questions?
have
chat.
a question.
Tell me. Who is
Ma'am,
it?
as a candidate,
Tia sir,
Yasha.
bolo.
So as a candidate school, if we are following the previous means, you are saying 140 strands we no need to follow. So can we follow the beta one? But we are not completely following the beta procedure. So what's your
See, the
suggestion?
beta thing has all the 5 skills, na?
Yes.
I want all the 5 skills. Have you taught all the five
Okay.
skills? Those 5 skills are there on your in your subject guides also, right?
Yes, yes.
To use, na?
Okay.
Anyways, I will
So
not be able to teach 140 skills, na? Or 100 and
yes,
whatever plus skills.
true. True. Okay. And what is your suggestion for implicit and explicit? So
So with the beta, they are doing away with explicit and implicit. They are telling that teach those skills and do activities and use strategies to teach the skills.
So, but what is your suggestion for now as a candidate school? Uh,
See,
and
I can't teach any skill implicitly unless I have taught them explicitly, right? I cannot say just go take notes when I'm
Hmm,
dictating, when I'm teaching something, right? I should have taught
hmm.
them a particular skill, then they will know how to use that skill. Na? So,
Yes.
it's a good idea to teach the skills explicitly in the PYP and in grade 6, 7, 8. And
Uh,
those skills that are taught explicitly then can be used implicitly when they come to higher grades 9, 10, 11, 12. Because
right.
by the time my student reaches grade 11 and 12, I have like so much of content to finish for my DP exam. I don't have
Yes.
time to teach those skills
For those
explicitly.
skills. Yes.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank- Okay. Thank you.
So if you are a continuum school, good idea to teach those skills explicitly in PYP and in the
A-
lower MYP.
MIP also.
Mm,
And lower MIP. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions? So thank you very much. It's nice to see that so many people are interested in knowing about ATL skills. This ATL skill is giving too much of heartache to teachers, the planning chart. Okay. So I hope I have answered your questions and you are now a bit more comfortable doing ATL skills and teaching ATL skills. Please use the AI tools. They are really good. Also, yeah, another bonus. If you tell me what are the strategies, how do I use the different strategies? So you can go to my friend's website, Lenny's. It is Excited Educator. And oh, sorry, you can just say Excited Educator ATL skills. Okay. And then you can come to this updated ATL toolkit. And if you go on this link, there are Lenny has done a lot of work over here on this particular document. This light blue color is activity strategy presentation, yellow is article website, green is worksheet, cream is video, and purple is other. So if you go here, I always like to use the strategy ladder of feedback for teaching this particular skill of give and receive meaningful feedback. So if you scroll further, you will see ladder of feedback. It's last. This is a strategy that I teach. And those who are coordinators, HODs, you can use this in order to give feedback for class observation of the teachers. When you go, you sit with this ladder of feedback. And when you are observing the class, if you have any questions about what is happening in the class, you can write over here in the first box, clarify. Okay. And then if you see any strengths in the class, the teacher is addressing all the students, giving chance for all students to answer, is waiting, is has essential agreements, then you write your strengths of the class over here. The concerns or issues, if you feel that the teacher has not used praise or has not used the waiting time for the students to answer, then maybe you write that okay, this is the issue. And you can suggest the teacher that okay, instead of asking question and just quickly asking another student the answer before the first person is able to answer, you can say that you can have at least 15 to 20 seconds of wait time, because the student will take time to think about what you have asked, register the question, and then will be able to answer. So that would be a suggestion that you're going to give. So I always use a ladder of feedback for giving and receiving feedback. So this is one strategy. Okay. So here you have a lot of strategies. Lenny has done a lot of work. You can use this. So I told you, right? You just type excited educator ATL toolkit. You will see the updated ATL toolkit, and the toolkit is here. Let me share the link also. Yeah. So I will